Yo, what is going on, you slackers? I am your host, Slackerz Gaming, bringing you another episode of Rate Their Chances. And if you haven't seen the series before, this is a series where I take a character, potential character for the upcoming Super Smash Brothers, and I give my opinions based on, what I think their chances are to become playable. So I will be going over pros, I will be going over cons, and at the very end, I will give my percentage out of 100. Of course, I try to be as fair as I can because right up front, let me just say, Ridley is probably definitely top 3 character that I want for Super Smash Bros. He has been for quite a few games. So without any further ado, let's get into some of the pros. Now, one of the first pros I have, it's a really big one. Big one. No pun intended on that one. But Ridley is a villain, and we all know as a Smash community, the roster is lacking in villains. With same thing I said with King K. Rool a couple weeks ago, would fill a big void in that department for sure. Next thing up is moveset potential is absolutely there. Currently on screen, I do have a video going on of a mod for Smash 4, I believe this is, of Ridley, just kind of portraying how he could work. It's perfect. The moveset is there. He's got the tails, he's got the claw, got fire breath, could use the wings. I mean, there's so much potential with Ridley as a moveset. It's definitely, a possibility for Ridley to become playable. All the ingredients are there for this character. Next up, another big one. He's very recognizable. Comes from the Metroid series, if you didn't already know. Ridley is the most, or not the most, but Ridley is the greatest, like the main villain of the series. Pretty much kind of like a Bowser or Ganon for those respective series, Mario and Legend of Zelda. So recognizable factor is there. Again, villain, big point. Another pro that I want to go over with is Sakurai has acknowledged that Ridley is very popular within the Smash community. So, I mean, recognizing that and actually telling us that, that's another big point. So, Sakurai has tried to work on this character before, but that kind of brings us into the con portion of the video. And going off of that last point where Sakurai has acknowledged that Ridley is popular with the community, for Ridley that is, Sakurai has tried working on Ridley in previous installments of Smash Bros, but he could never get Ridley to feel, well, like Ridley, if that makes sense. It couldn't ever kind of stay true to Ridley itself, with whether it's the moveset. I mean, because Ridley could just fly forever, and, well, that could be really broken in itself, and we don't want any broken characters in the roster. We don't want any unbalanced characters on the roster. So that's something to definitely take into consideration for this point. So I guess, yes, the size of Ridley could be an issue, and yes, it is, but I think there's definite ways to kind of work around it. Sure, there's resizing is definitely a possibility. You've seen with the mod a few moments ago what Ridley could potentially look like. Ridley can make it work. I do believe so, but as a con, Sakurai has tried to work on him, but never could get him to feel like Ridley himself. So, yes, definitely a con there. Another one, again, going back to the size, Ridley is twice the size of Samus. So, I mean, if you try to stick to the size of Ridley again, and being 2 times the size of Samus, that is a problem. That's a really big character. I mean, we've all seen the bosses from Smash 4. Ridley is a stage hazard, that is. Ridley is ginormous. But again, going back to the modded video, resizing him, that Ridley does look pretty good, It's not, that doesn't seem to be a problem. So, I mean, if you could work off the resizing and kind of go with that model, maybe adjust it a little bit if you got to make Ridley slightly bigger, slightly smaller, however you want to figure that part out. I don't know. That's not up to me. That would be up to the game creators and the developers and all that stuff. But, yeah, size is definitely a big issue. I guess, no, again, no pun intended. But, let's see, the last one. Again, going back to, like, the resizing of the character, Ridley, it's not actually going to feel like Ridley. Again, going to the flying part, how often can Ridley actually kind of fly and hover in the air? What's too long? Could it just be kind of like maybe a few seconds? It could be like not exactly like a Kirby and Jigglypuff jump where you just get multiple jumps, but could it be some sort of variation or iteration of that? We could find out. Maybe that could kind of work and help Ridley feel a little bit more like Ridley, but again, and the movesets. if you resize Ridley, does the movesets fit properly? Like the fire breath, how much damage could that do? How long can you hold the fire breath? Would it be kind of like a Charizard or Bowser where you can just hold the neutral B and, you know, just flame? Or is it going to be one giant flaming ball of death kind of thing? I don't know. We'll find out about that. But that's just a few things I got right there. And for my actual own opinion, I would probably say Ridley. It's tough. It really is. If I was making the game, Ridley, I'd put a lot higher. But for this one, I would put Ridley at probably, I'd say I'd give it 44%. 45%. Wow, why can't I say that? 45%, so less than half. Again, I think there could be too many issues from the developer's point of view, from Slackerz's point of view, for making the character, you know, true to itself. So Ridley might not feel like Ridley, and if you can't get the character to work, I can't blame the developers, because you want to keep the characters intact for, you know, as much as you can to make them feel like their own specific character. I'm looking at you, Ganondorf. But, yeah, that's what I got for this one. This video is coming to an end. Again, let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. I'd love to read them, and I do definitely try to reply to as many comments as I can. So, with that being said, this video is over. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and hopefully catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, everybody.